Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I only put up a video yesterday, but went to the obstetricians today and had a bit of an update, so I thought I would update you here. Mr. William is just in here with me playing. So hello.
Hello.
So hi everybody.
Buddy.
So I got a new toy.
Toy.
Which one's your new toy? Can you show me? And which one else?
Train.
Train. And who's this?
Train.
James. Very good. Anyway, I was planning on doing this really awesome pregnancy update video. Please excuse my son. To just let you know how pregnancy's been going since I last spoke to you at 24 weeks. Obviously a lot's changed. So a lot of things have been different with this pregnancy compared to William's, and the thing I have learnt the most is that just because pregnancy happens one way with one baby doesn't mean it's... William, can you please be quiet?
No.
Be nice to mummy.
No.
Each pregnancy is different. I thought I knew how pregnancy was going to go, but then I had this baby and it has been the complete opposite to William. And I guess that has made me lose a little bit of faith in my body because I thought I knew it so well with pregnancy, but I don't. But at the same time, you can't expect every pregnancy to be the same. I'm 3 years older than I was last time. I'm carrying a different gender. I don't know if that's any different, but it definitely has been a different experience. Also, being pregnant with a toddler is really hard. It's really, really hard. I feel like you don't have time to like really enjoy the pregnancy when you've got a toddler or children at home. It just kind of like gets forgotten about, and because of that the time goes really quickly. Like, I can't believe my due date is tomorrow. It's like absolutely crazy. So I guess the main differences with these pregnancies is the first of all, my belly's a lot bigger with this one, which is awesome. I wanted a big bump, and for me my bump is big. My sleep has been a lot better this time. I suffered sleep insomnia with William, and I think I said this on my last vlog, but I haven't been really having it with this baby, which has been awesome. However, I will say, and I'm sorry this is TMI, but I have been having a lot of discharge, especially in the second half of this pregnancy, to the point where I start wearing pads most days, which is really annoying. Apparently it's totally normal for pregnancy though. A big thing that I learnt yesterday, I was 39 weeks and 5 days, was I weighed myself for the first time since I was 32 weeks pregnant, and I am 96.4 kilos, and I was 86.4 kilos when I fell pregnant with this baby. So my weight gain's only been 10 kilos, which I'm actually super stoked about and really, really surprised at. I thought I was gonna like blow over the 100 kilo mark for sure. With William, I put on 15 kilos and I was 101.1 kilos when I eventually went into labor with him. I've been expressing colostrum with this baby like I did with William, but with William I was getting like 3 to 5 meals at a time every time I express, but this baby I'm lucky to get a whole meal at once, and it's been making me feel a bit deflated because I would like to have like a better supply, but my midwife friends keep telling me that the supply prenatally, is that what I am now, doesn't mean that you're going to have a low supply when the baby's here. So I'm trying to keep that in mind. I'm happy to report that baby is finally engaged. She is 3 or 4/5 engaged. Hubby, listen, it's too big. It's too big.
I did.
You did it?
Yeah.
The other thing too is by 39.5 weeks with William I had lost my mucus plug, but there's been no sign of mucus plug being lost with this baby. And I had some really other stuff that I wanted to include in this, but I'm just honestly like not feeling the greatest today after seeing the obstetricians. I've been having chiropractic appointments every week since I was, I don't know, 32 weeks pregnant. I've been seeing an acupuncturist since I was 28 weeks pregnant, and I'm now up to weekly visits with her as well. And obviously been seeing my obstetrician, and the acupuncture is going really good on my body's responding really well. My body has been handling pregnancy so much better this time round than it did with William, which was great. You know, I've already started dilating. My ligaments and everything has stayed really strong. I've had minimal pain in my pelvis and my back, which I had a lot of pain with William. So that has been really awesome. And then today when I see my chiropractor, he told me that everything is starting to loosen up. So all my ligaments and everything like that around my pelvis and that sort of area is starting to really loosen, and he guesses that labor is like maximum 5 days away. And he was really spot on. Last time he told me this, that everything was loosening up with William, I actually went into labor that day. So I'm hoping something is happening now and I can go into labor over the next few days. You'll find out why in a moment. So I went to my obstetrician appointment really excited because I was told that everything's loosening up. I seen her last week, and as you guys know, I was already 1 centimeter dilated. I was like rocking into that appointment fully confident, hoping she was going to tell me that like labor was like days away, I was dilating even further, and that everything was on track. So every time I see my obstetrician, because I'm in private care, they do an ultrasound just to check everything out and ultrasound the baby, make sure the head's down and check the heart and all that sort of stuff. So she did the usual thing. During that time, it took a little while to find the heartbeat, which never happens. Like it's usually instantly, she's like right on it, but it took a little while, and even I noticed the heart was a bit slow. So anyway, she said, don't panic, I'm just going to check how all the fluids are going. Really sorry about all the toot toots, by the way. She ultrasounded my whole tummy, and I just want to point out that 2 weeks ago when I see my obstetrician, and through my whole pregnancy really, she's told me that I have like a lot of fluid in there, like lots of fluid, like not abnormally, like nothing to worry about, but lots of fluid in there. Then last week we did notice that the levels were like in normal ranges, but nothing to worry about at all. She said that the reason why she thought baby kept going transverse and head down right up until 35 weeks is because I had so much fluid in there that she just had lots of room to move, which was fine. But she's been head down now since 35 weeks, which is great. But we have now found out that there is not a lot of fluid left inside of my womb. So that means that the baby isn't weeing very much. She checked my placenta, and it does look like my placenta is starting to fail. I just was completely in shock at. She checked the blood flow to the baby and the blood flow in the baby's brain, and it is still like on the very low borderline of normal, but the fluid is definitely under normal. We had to have a discussion today about baby's health and potential problems and complications that can occur. She also asked me if I had noticed any leaking of my fluids, and I said I hadn't noticed any. Maybe it was happening without me knowing, and she's like, you would definitely know if your waters were leaking. So I don't think it's that at all. What we have to do now, tomorrow is a public holiday, it's Anzac Day. On Friday I have to go back to my obstetrician and go get another ultrasound done to check the baby, to check the fluid levels, to check the blood flow, to check the placenta, see how everything's going. And the only thing that I'm getting frustrated at, and that I'm about having private care, is that I'm attempting a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after a cesarean section. William was an emergency C-section, and I want to try and birth vaginally with this baby. But with that comes like risk. I'm in private care, so what has to happen is the obstetrician and the anaesthetist need to agree to induce me. And because my obstetrician has some very good relationships with some of the anaesthetists there, they back her up 110%. However, with the anaesthetist on call, which they're either on call on public holidays or weekends, they're not always too keen to induce someone who's having a VBAC. And you kind of need their support with that decision. So what we're going to do is, I've got to monitor the baby's movement. She said if at any point the baby starts moving less, to go straight into the hospital, and if the baby needs to come out straight away, the baby needs to come out straight away. Like, there's just nothing that we can do about that. But hopefully everything is okay until Friday, which is it's Wednesday now, so it's like 2 days time. She's going to scan me again, and after that scan has happened, we're going to have another discussion about where we're at, what's happening with the baby, how she's coping, how I'm coping, and make a plan of actions. Worst case scenario is that it's gotten worse. Worst case scenario is that we have to have a C-section on Friday to get baby out safely. The next option is that... No, the truck's not out there. Listen, after mummy's finished, do you want to go to the park for a little while?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. The next option is that, like, things are looking like they need to happen, but not straight away. If that's the case, probably Sunday night I'll head into the hospital and start my induction process then. And then if that's the case, I'll need to go in every day for monitoring. I'll have to go in Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and then be admitted to the hospital on Sunday to start induction. Or the other option is everything's really stable, she's looking really good, and we are okay. My obstetrician though is pretty adamant. She doesn't want me pregnant for more than another week if things are going the same way. So I'm just feeling really shit. Part of me wonders if I've done something to make this happen. There's nothing I can do right now. I just have to kind of sit tight and monitor the baby's movements. I've told a few people about this already today, and it's really frustrating at the amount of comments that have been, you need to let go of your dreams of a VBAC. Those comments aren't helpful, and they're very, very hurtful. I just don't know in what world people would assume that I would put my daughter's safety at jeopardy just so I could have a vaginal birth. Obviously, a C-section comes at more risk to me rather than the baby. For me, with my health and my life, a vaginal birth is the safest thing for me. And I have to remember that I have a toddler at home, so having a C-section is not the easiest thing. I'm going to have 6 weeks of recovery where I can't pick my son up, where I'm going to, you know, have massive abdominal surgery to birth my baby. And if that's the safest way for her and for I, then that's obviously the way we go. Right now, my main priority is to make sure that we're both really healthy and safe. Obviously, the baby needs to come out via C-section, then that's the obstetrician's call, and I totally respect her, and that's what we'll be doing. But making the assumption that I'm just going to put my daughter's health at jeopardy and refuse a C-section because of that is just ludicrous. It really pisses me off. At this moment, my obstetrician said to me, this is not an emergency situation, these are just warning signs. And she goes, and we have time right now to still have a VBAC. If not, then we go for a C-section. However, if on Friday, like I said, things aren't looking great, we just go straight in for a C-section, and that's just what has to happen. Obviously, that's not my ideal situation. I don't want to have to meet my daughter because my body's failing, but if that's the way it has to be, then that's the way it has to be. Either way, by this time next week, my daughter will be here, and we will be a family of 4. Sorry, this isn't like a really like fun, cute little video. I just wanted to sit down and chat because this is just what's happening right now, and I really have to try my hardest to pull myself together and get back into a positive zone. My only hope is that I just go into labor tonight, tomorrow, Friday morning, and she comes out, because if I go into labor, I don't need an anaesthetist approval. I just labor and she comes out. I have been having niggles today. I've been having cramping probably every half an hour since I woke up this morning at 7:30, and it's, I think, maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock now. I'm not holding my breath, but I am just praying to God it is something and labor can start up, but you never know. The other thing too is I just want to point out that, like, I just hope no one comments or DMs me saying, you know, it's shit that they can't do this, they can do that in regards to like the anaesthetist and the C-section and induction. I am lying all of my faith and trust in my obstetrician. I know that she has my best interest at heart, my daughter's best interest at heart. She knows the best thing. She is more pro VBAC than what I am. I know that whatever decision is made between the two of us and the advice that she gives me is the advice that I'm going to go by. So I am only just putting this video out there to tell you what's going on, because I share so much of my life with you, and this is just one situation where I don't really want any advice about that sort of stuff, because I know that this sort of thing and comments about VBACs and anaesthetists and doctors ruling care can be quite controversial, and I'm just, like I said, putting my faith in my obstetrician. She knows what the best thing to do is for us, and she always has a discussion with Kyle and I. I have been given the option, if I want to induce over a public holiday or weekend, instead of having a C-section, that I go to my local public hospital. But that was the public hospital that I birthed William at, and I will not go back to that hospital. I would rather have a C-section than birth naturally at that hospital. My obstetrician would come with me to the hospital and she would still birth the baby, but that's just not an option for me and Kyle. I do not want to go back to the hospital. Thank you for listening, and I'm sorry about Mr. screaming and yelling all through that video, but that's just what's happening. I've just had a bath, so I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm about to just shake off some bad energy, go and ground myself outside, put some music on, and get back in the zone of positivity and really visualizing myself going into labor over the next day or two, because that just honestly would just solve all of my problems right now. And I just desperately want my baby to be safe. I want to meet her. Like I said, so stressed that she's not got what she needs in there. And like I said, I kind of just feel bad that it might be something that I've done, even though that my obstetrician and Kyle said it's not. I just want her safe. That's all I want. I just want her safe and in my arms and in my family, and I know that it's only a couple of days away now, and yeah, hopefully in the next video you see my daughter. Anyway guys, I'll leave it there. I'll see you later.